Point a camera at anything. Press the button. In a fraction of a second, the world in front of you becomes a picture you can keep forever. But nothing in there actually saw the scene. There is no tiny eye inside. Instead, light gets caught, sorted, counted, and rebuilt as numbers. Let us slice the camera open and follow a single beam of light, from the glass at the front to the photo on your screen. It starts with the lens. Light leaves the scene in every direction, scattering off every surface at once. Most of it would never line up into a picture on its own. The lens is curved glass, shaped to gather those stray rays and bend them inward. Think of it as a funnel for light. Each ray that strikes the glass slows, turns, and changes course. The whole job of this glass is simple. Take a chaos of light and aim it toward one place. Bending light is not enough. It has to meet in the right spot. Rays from a single point on your subject spread out, hit different parts of the lens, and must be steered back together. When they meet exactly on the sensor, that point looks sharp. When they meet too soon or too late, it smears into a blur. Focusing simply moves the glass forward or back by a hair until those rays converge in the perfect plane. That is sharpness. Now, how much light? Behind the lens sits a ring of thin blades. They overlap to form a hole, and that hole can grow or shrink. This is the aperture. Open it wide and a flood of light pours through, good for a dark room. Close it down to a pinpoint and only a trickle passes, good for bright sun. The same opening also shapes the background blur. A wide hole melts everything behind your subject into soft color. Light is aimed and measured. Now we slice time. A shutter sits just in front of the sensor, normally closed, holding the dark. When you press the button, it snaps open, then shut. That gap might last 1/200th of a second. In that sliver, light is allowed to land. Open it longer, and motion smears across the frame. Open it for an instant, and a hummingbird's wings freeze in the air. The photo is one thin slice of time. Behind the shutter waits the sensor. It is a flat chip, smaller than a stamp, and its surface is divided into millions of tiny squares. Each square is a light well, called a photosite. Picture a vast grid of buckets left out in the rain, except the rain is light. Every bucket sits in the same place every time. When the shutter opens, each one starts catching whatever light falls on its little patch of the scene. The picture begins here. Inside each well, something quiet and strange happens. Light arrives in tiny packets called photons. When a photon strikes the silicon at the bottom of the well, it knocks an electron loose. One packet of light becomes one speck of electric charge. A bright patch of scene rains down many photons, and the well fills with charge. A dark patch sends only a few, so brightness becomes a number of electrons, trapped and waiting, one bucket at a time. When the shutter shuts, the catching stops. Now the camera reads every well in turn. It measures the charge that piled up in each one, like checking the water level in each bucket. A full well means that spot was bright. A nearly empty well means it was dim. Row by row, the chip passes these levels out as a stream of voltages, faint electrical signals. The shape of the picture now exists, but only as analog strength, not yet numbers. Computers cannot think in faint voltages. They need numbers, so each signal flows into an analog to digital converter, an ADC. It takes the strength of each well and assigns it a value, often from 0 for black up to a few thousand for bright. A weak signal might become 40, a strong one 4,000. Millions of wells, millions of numbers. In a heartbeat, the soft electrical echo of the scene becomes a clean grid of digits the processor can handle. But there is a catch. Those wells only count brightness. They are colorblind. Light came in as color, yet each bucket only knows how full it is. The fix sits right on top of the grid, a mosaic of tiny color filters, red, green, and blue, one over every well. A red filter lets only red light reach its bucket, so each well now measures just one color of light, and the grid holds a patchwork of single hues. Each spot now knows only one color. A red well has no idea how much green or blue landed there, so the processor fills in the gaps. For every well, it looks at the neighbors. A red bucket borrows green and blue readings from the buckets around it and blends them. This clever guessing is called demosaicing. Done across millions of points at once, it turns a patchwork of single colors into a full picture where every pixel holds all three. Now the processor cleans the picture up. It balances the color so white looks white, smooths away electrical noise, and sharpens the edges. Then it folds the whole grid into a file, squeezing it so it fits, while keeping the detail your eye cares about. That file is just a long list of numbers, 3 for every pixel. Yet open it, and the moment springs back to life on the screen. Light has become math, and math has become memory. Let us trace the whole path. The lens gathers scattered light and bends it. Focus pulls the rays to a point. The aperture sets how much gets through. The shutter slices out one moment. The sensor's wells catch the light, and each photon frees an electron. The camera counts that charge, and the ADC turns it into numbers. Color filters sort the hues, demosaicing fills the gaps, and the processor saves it all. Scattered light, rebuilt as a photo. None of it ever saw a thing. The camera only caught light and counted it carefully. The next time a picture appears in an instant, remember the quiet machine inside, gathering a flood of scattered light, sorting it into numbers, and folding those numbers back into a single frozen moment. Thanks for watching The Cutaway.